am back. Am I back from the back rooms? I don't know. Am I back from the back rooms? Actually, yes, I'm back from the back rooms. Back into reality. And seeing it today for one was an awesome day. It was an absolutely beautiful day. I absolutely loved everything about today. Did I love the movie? Did I love the movie? Yes, I did love the movie. I love the movie because it was so beautifully shot. But what else do you expect from an A24 film? They really have like just upped the ante on filmmaking. Filmmaking when it comes to like commercial filmmaking, because this was, I believe, a wide release. If it's in my city, I'm assuming and thinking that it is a wide release to a certain degree. I will say, when I got to the movie theater, I was a bit surprised to not see any promotion for the movie whatsoever. I saw absolutely no film posters for the film, as in like posted any place. It was actually really interesting. And then even after the movie, I did ask them if there were any posters or any type of promotional materials for the Backrooms, and of course they said no, which was surprising to a degree, because I'm like, if I don't see any posters literally anywhere, because you know when you go to movie theaters, you see promotional posters for all the films that they're showing at the moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So that was surprising. It was actually kind of disappointing. I don't know. I'm like, did A24 do any type of promotional posters? Because like the film and the story of the film literally could have had just the wallpaper and Backrooms. I'm sure there must be something. Anyways, and being at this movie theater has been around for quite a while, and seeing like the architecture and everything inside and the carpeting, I could not resist taking some footage of it. So I did that. And then going into the film, it was shown not on IMAX. I did ask if there was viewings of it on IMAX, and they said no, not at this time. The publishing company or whatever, A24, did not film it for IMAX. So I guess that makes sense, because IMAX, you know, is like broader screen, etc. And I think A24 like tries to stay true to like, I guess, I don't know, filmmaking and shooting things on like actual like film. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Because when I saw the last Alien that was in theaters, I took my parents to see Alien, and it was during a matinee, and the screen was like massive, and I was like so into the immersive screen. And I felt like for the Backrooms, an immersive screen would have been so amazing for the film, because it's such an immersive film. Literally, you're being immersed into this world. So that is one thing that I wish that they did do, but unfortunately they did not, at least to my knowledge. If anyone has seen it on like an IMAX screen or one of the like large screens, let me know if that's a thing. I don't know. Something about this film was lacking the real, true, immersive feeling that I personally feel the Backrooms could easily have had. The viewpoints and everything literally could have been more immersive, and I'm just so kind of bewildered why it wasn't for, maybe it was a profit thing, but I'm just confused as to why it wasn't a bit more immersive, because the shots and everything calls for a more immersive feeling, if you get my gist, because it was a beautifully shot film. The views of the Backrooms and everything, the scenes when they were in the Backrooms rather, were so good. I don't know. That was probably the most disappointing part of the film. Another disappointing part of the film was, I feel honestly like they could have dived into so much farther into the scientific aspects of the Backrooms, because Kane definitely dived into it, you know, around the edges of it in his short films for the Backrooms that are on YouTube. Why they did not dive into more of the scientific and sci-fi aspects of that confuses me. I don't know if maybe they thought it was too much for a general audience, because this is like a major release film. I don't know if they felt like the general audience wouldn't appreciate that aspect of it, but oh my god, not to give anything away. I don't think I'm giving pretty much any spoilers away in this review or whatever, but when a scene happens when someone is speaking to one of the scientists or doctors or whatever, I honestly feel like they could have brought in the scientific aspects of this so much harder than they did. They literally touched it. They literally tapped it. And I'm like, wait a minute. In Kane's original films, videos, whatever you want to call them on YouTube, there was mention of the solar flares. Am I like losing it? Did I forget? Like, am I imagining this? No. There were slight mentions of the solar flares. I don't understand personally, unless I missed something in the film, but I was there during the entire film. I don't understand why there was no mention of the solar flares, how it connected to whatever experiments they were doing, creating the back rooms, because the solar flares and let's say X-ray moment colliding is, from what I thought, created the back rooms. But there were literally no mention of that. So I'm just so confused why they didn't dive into that. That would have made it so much more complex and amazing. Because most of the film, I just feel like there was a lot missing that could have been touched on. And that is my major disappointment with it. Because I'm pretty sure there's probably some theaters that may have it on like somewhat of an IMAX level, but why they didn't dive into the scientific aspects of it would have made it so much more of a complex, interesting film that would have left the viewer thinking longer. And I just feel like that was not touched on at all, enough to leave my mind thinking, oh, this is how the back rooms could happen in my reality. You know what I mean? I didn't leave feeling that way. I really didn't. And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, on the day of watching it, like just a few hours ago, I'm literally not feeling the same as if I watched another sci-fi or horror movie where I'm left wondering, oh my god, this could be my reality. The only thing I did, like I said, viewing liminal spaces, like even when I left the theater and I went into the bathroom, I was looking at tile and the pipes going into the tiles a little bit differently, because I was just like, ooh, this could be a liminal space. You know what I mean? This could be a back room. But it wasn't leaving me thinking, what could lead to the back rooms? You know what I mean? As in, like, what could happen to lead to this space actually being a back room? So that is my main gripe. Let's just keep it true. That is my main gripe with the film. We did not dive into what created the back rooms enough to leave the viewer and the audience being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What if it's the back rooms? You know what I mean? It's more so left almost like with a childlike feeling of like, oh my god, am I in the back room? You know what I mean? Versus like, oh my god, this could lead to the back room. If you get what I'm putting down, I feel like you do. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I would love to have a discussion about this. Absolutely love. The friend that I went with isn't very much into this type of like lore science fiction. They appreciated the film, but they weren't really into it, let's be honest. I feel like if there was more of an analysis of what led to the backrooms in the film, and I don't mean the backroom story as it is online, I mean like Kane's view of the backrooms, why the people are what they are. I just don't feel like we dived into it enough. But overall, it was a really great film. I enjoyed it. If it came out on VHS, oh my god, if it came out on VHS, that would be fucking awesome. If it came out on VHS, A24, if y'all release this on VHS, please let me know. A24 actually has not even released like a vinyl soundtrack of it, which is really interesting. I don't even think there's a soundtrack of it. And even if it was like just a spatial like soundtrack, like that barely has any sound, because there are definitely sounds in it. There's so many good sounds, and just like, oh my god, even some of the therapists like the things that she was saying, if that was on vinyl within the soundtrack along with some of the sounds from the back rooms, bro, that would be so good. Because those moments when she's like, sometimes the world, blah, 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 blah. You know, and her infomercial was so good. I would literally buy it for that. So I hope they come out with a vinyl release. But, I don't know. A24. Do a VHS and a vinyl release for the Backrooms. I feel like that would be absolutely iconic, absolutely epic, and there are definitely fans out there that will absolutely love it who have been following the story for such a long time. And if you do that, put me on your team. Knock, knock. Hi, sign me up, because I would love to be a part of that team, helping out with that, but that's a whole different story. So yeah, I mean, actually it's not a whole different story. It is the same story, but let's just keep it moving on and grooving on. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed the film. If it came out on DVD, VHS, or whatever, I would definitely buy it to watch it again. I'm sure it's going to be on streaming at some point. I forget who A24 is linked to, but I hope it's on some streaming service that I have once it is over with the theatrical release. But yeah, it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I just feel like there were a lot of things missing in it that could have made it even more epic. But then again, we do live in a society where I don't want to say you have to dumb down things, but basically you have to minimize a storyline to keep people interested, it seems. A lot of things have been dumbed down. I mean, like, we have songs that used to be 5 minutes are now 2 minutes. I don't understand what's going on with that. The back rooms, maybe everything's being chopped up and into like these servable, digestible things. Anyways, I enjoyed the movie. I did enjoy the movie. I just want more. I want a vinyl release of the soundtrack / score. Kane, please release something for the fans out there. I actually bought a fragrance, a Backrooms fragrance that Unjust Jewelry did. Unjust Jewelry? Yeah, Unjust. I mean, they do more than jewelry now, but like, I am so excited to receive that Backrooms fragrance. So yeah, there's definitely an audience out there for merch. Anyways, and I even asked the movie theater manager, I was like, is there any merch or anything for this film? Posters, anything? And they said no. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think of the Backrooms down in the comments, please, because I would love a discussion about this. Let me know if there's any good analysis of it. I saw CZ's World analysis of the Backrooms lore, and that was such a good film. I love CZ's World. Shout out to CZ's World. Absolutely adore that. I've definitely seen breakdowns of the original Backrooms. I've been following this for quite a while, but I just feel like the film was missing some of the key moments and points and theories that were just lacking. So Kane, you did a great job overall. I'm sure there were limitations to what you could do, and you did well within those limitations. A24, I'm so glad that you decided to take a dive into this type of like storytelling, etc. Awesome. I hope this opens it up for even more young storytellers to create even greater films, because it can only go up from here, I'm hoping. And it was all just so great. So I look forward to the next saga that Kane might be working on, and as always, A24, I'm looking forward to more. So see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoy this, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps my channel so much. If you like this video, subscribe. If you like this video, just like it. Anything helps. Okay. Ooh, am I begging? Gross. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Bye.